animators, that's a bad murder. That's gonna be one of the top 3 most horrifying murders I've ever seen. Oh, hi kids. Welcome to Bubby Place. Next time you arrive, don't sneak up on people like that, okay? Some folks don't take kindly to that around here. Anyway, you're probably wondering why I invited you here today. Well, you're getting older and soon you'll be teenagers and then you'll be adults. Then you'll have to start paying taxes. Whoa. Watch out for those taxes, alright? They'll get you if you're not careful. So, we have to learn a few things about the big bad world outside of this neighborhood. And what better way to learn than to watch, study, watch again, and then seriously critique children's movies. Yay! So, let's not wait around for the murderer to come back. We'll go into hiding, let this all blow over, and then turn on our first film. Follow me! Today we're watching Foodfight, the star-studded, Toy Story competing, perfectly animated, in no way controversial multi-million-dollar 2012 bombshell directed by Lawrence Kassadoff, a man best known for his work on that video game documentary we all know and love, Mortal Kombat, the live tour. Oh, and also True Lies.
What are we talking about here? Pussy, right?
Despite its best attempts, there's still a lot we can learn from this masterpiece of 3D cinema. And to help us on our educational journey, we're gonna play a super fun game. Yay! It's called Who Can Recite the Plot to Foodfight the Fastest Without Giving Up and Turning to Drink. Oh, what's that? We need a clock to time our game? Well, let's sing the clock song and summon our good friend, Mr. Clock. It's Mr. Clock, it's Mr. Clock. Are you ready to be impressed? He tells the time and sometimes rhymes, so long as he's not depressed. Oh, hi, Mr. Clock.
Oh, hi, Poppy.
Are you ready to time our game?
Sure.
Great. I'll go first, kids.
3, 2, 1, go.
Foodfight takes place in a supermarket where, after the lights go off, all the major American brand mascots like Mrs. Butterworth and Mr. Clean spring into existence and proceed to live pretty normal lives and have jobs, I guess. Our hero is Dex Dog Detective, a private eye voiced by Charlie Sheen, and whose cat-human hybrid girlfriend, voiced by Hilary Duff, vanishes off the face of the earth without explanation. They don't show any kind of crime, she's just gone. But what the film lacks in plot, it more than makes up for in runtime, so we've got that to look forward to.
You despise me, don't you?
Oh, also, Wayne Brady is here and he's made of chocolate. That'll be relevant again later, but not in a good way. Now we meet the villains. Brand X, our cheap, mass-produced, dangerously unhealthy enemy, led as far as we know at this point by Christopher Lloyd, who's in desperate need of help and shouldn't be out on his own.
I'm your new Brand X representative.
Attention, exorcism required in aisle 3. That's exorcism in aisle 3, thank you. 6 months after his girlfriend vanishes, Dex Dog Detective has given up on private investigating to run a nightclub instead, called the Copa Banana. Here we meet Eva Longoria as Lady X, who catwalks her way into the bar to give kids inappropriate thoughts and something to think about late at night. But we'll come back to this. Lady X and Dex Dog Detective talk, there's lots of sexual tension, and then Wayne Brady gets super laid. Yes, this is still a kids movie.
What can I say? Chicks dig chocolate.
There's more sex, Brand X starts taking over, Wayne Brady goes missing, and Nazis show up. Oh yes, big time Nazis. Evil songs and marching and everything.
Brand X, it's simple and plain. Brand X, it's different but all the same.
Next, Dex Dog Detective gets taken prisoner and put in a washing machine with his pal Wayne Brady. They find out that the Nazis have a load of robots. Dex and Wayne travel to the real world and meet a Lovecraftian elder god, get sexually harassed by a Count Chocula ripoff, and learn some important plot stuff. Cue the big war. Yes, for 20 painful minutes there's an all-out war between the Nazis and the brand mascots, which makes liberal use of cut and paste 3D animation, and which is ended when the mascots harness the power of lightning and blow everything up in a plot moment so convoluted they literally have to get a character to narrate it all because absolutely none of it makes any sense.
Dex's plan is working!
But I still do not know how.
Whew, we're really running up that clock. Dex Detective busts into the Nazi HQ. Somehow Hilary Duff is still alive. Dex kicks Nazi butt and rescues the girl, but don't celebrate yet because Christopher Lloyd crosses the dimensional planes to turn up on Mascot City, but then finally succumbs to the fact that he is clearly unwell, and uh-oh, plot twist! Turns out he wasn't Christopher Lloyd all along. He was Eva Longoria piloting an off-brand Jaeger and I guess doing a weird voice.
I understand. Somebody ordered a recall.
But don't worry, we found out she wasn't really a sexy evil villainess this whole time, just fat and old like the rest of us. And time. How'd I do, Mr. Clock?
Uh-oh, I stopped counting.
What? Why would you stop counting? That was the whole thing. No, never mind. Kids, that was pretty fast, huh? Think you can do better? Now it's your turn, and go!
The inevitability of existence is that everyone's going to die.
Aren't you meant to rhyme? And now, a real-life quote from director Lawrence Kasanoff, spoken to Animation Magazine in 2002, recited here by Boggles the Sock Puppet. Do we believe our next movie, Foodfight, is gonna be a huge success? Of course we do! We think it's great! I'm risking more on this venture than any other I've been involved in my life. Kids, we can learn a lot from the movie Foodfight. Namely, how not to make the movie Foodfight. Lawrence Kasanoff and a guy called Josh Wexler, who will not be returning in this video, first came up with the idea for the film in 1999, coughing up $25 million in funding. But, gasp, shock horror, in 2003, Kasanoff reported that the film's hard drives had been stolen in an act of industrial espionage. Coincidence? Perhaps. Production resumed a year later, but now Kasanoff had changed his mind about a few things, namely about how he wanted to animate the film, which explains a lot about why this film turned out how it did. You see, before the espionage, Kasanoff and the animators were trying to capture the squash and stretch nature of the Looney Tunes, but after the theft, he wanted it all to be animated with motion capture, which would produce a more realistic movie. Of course, as we now know, that's exactly what they achieved. By the time Foodfight was released in 2012, it had cost over $65 million, missed its release dates at least twice, and had gotten so frustrating for the investors, they fobbed it off at auction. And the bid, you ask, for this Pixar-busting 3D piece of animated cinema? $2.5 million. $2.5 mil. Do you know how much Mrs. Butterworth original syrup you could buy for that kind of cash? Over 1 million bottles, and you'd still have change left over for your diabetes meds, which you're definitely gonna need.
But Puppy, how much did the film end up making at the box office?
Well, Dolly the dollar sign, I'm glad you asked. Kids, how much do you think Foodfight made at the box office? Was it 50 million? Was it 5 million? Was it 2 million?
Just tell us already! I can't handle the anticipation!
120,000. Just $120,000. And that's mostly from Russia. Apparently it basically made nothing in the US. And now, another real-life quote from director Lawrence Kasanoff, spoken to USA Today in 2003 and recited here once more by Boggles the Sock Puppet. We want to be the next generation Pixar. IBM has invested multiple millions in us to build our studio. If we want to have 10,000 extra characters in a scene, before we might have said, we can't afford it. Now, we can. Kids, this is a G-rated movie. That means you're legally allowed to watch it. I can't stop you. The censors can't stop you. Jimmy the Knife over there can't stop you. But don't test him on that. Grr. The question is, would you want to watch it? You see, Foodfight is riddled with all kinds of icky adult content that you probably wouldn't be interested in.
Oh, nice packaging! How about some chocolate frosting?
In fact, this is the most sexually charged animated film I've seen since they banned porn from Tumblr.
And with you on my back yet? Not that I mind that.
But wait, there's more! We can't learn anything from Foodfight without first addressing the big fat blue elephant in the room.
Me? I don't even have fluoride! I'm just a whitener!
It's called corporate propaganda. Can you say corporate propaganda? This film has about 80 different real-life or real-life inspired brand mascots in it. Everyone from Charlie the Tuna to Mr. Clean, racist tofu dragon, f***ed up face guy, murderous rat.
I'm gonna kill you!
And who is the one true enemy of these wholesome corporate brands, you ask? Generic cheap goods. Oh yes! Why buy knockoff products when you could spend all your hard-earned pocket money on your favorite all-American... Oh my. Well, South Korea needs our money too. How else will we fund our Samsungs and our 2x spicy noodles and whatever this is? Just whatever you do, don't buy these so-called classless other products. 'Cause kids, if you spend your money on anything other than US or South Korean brands, you're funding Nazis.
Attack and annihilate!
But I should point out, all of these brands, the fact that they're on the cover instead of Dexdog Detective, isn't product placement. Look, the product placement meter says no product placement. Get off. At least, that's what Kasanoff claims. He said that none of the big corporates paid for their characters to be in the film. They were just expected to help promote it once it was released. So it's not product placement. It's not. Hey, get out of here. You, get out of here. You're not welcome here. But post about us on Facebook. And now our final real-life quote from director Lawrence Kasanoff, spoken to Time magazine in 2002 and performed by the superfluous Boggles the Sock Puppet. A brand mascot's really no different to an action hero. In the digital world, you're hard-pressed to tell the difference between Mr. Clean and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Kids, we sure learned a lot today. You know, at first I thought watching the full 91-minute runtime of Foodfight would literally kill me. But after all that, I'm glad we sat through it, and you know why? Because no matter what we're doing in life, no matter where we are, we can always look back at this moment and think, thank God we're not watching Foodfight anymore.
Oh my god! Oh my god, the murder is back! Oh god, it's so violent!
Oh God, kids, run for your lives! Tune in to Puppy Play's next episode where we tackle the 1988 children's classic Mac and Me. And if you enjoyed this episode, please show your support by hitting the like button and subscribing to Silly Goose. Got a hot take of your own on Foodfight? Leave a comment below. But until next time, goodbye.